Day of the Pillow. The date identified by Vox Day as to when nursing home staff or family members begin executing baby boomers by asphyxiation with pillows to inherit their wealth. Twitter's wonderful. What does the Day of the Pillow, $50 an hour minimum wage, and universal basic income all have in common? Well, essentially, they're all the same economic fallacy. That fallacy being is the money is wealth fallacy. I'll talk about the pillow last. Watch through to the end. In an earlier video, I mentioned universal basic income, or UBI, and it can work in very specific circumstances. I'll try to put the link to that above. However, if given to everyone, or a large subset of people for an indefinite period of time, UBI will not make people better off and for the most part will make people poorer. You have put more money into people's hands. That does nothing to increase the amounts of goods and services. You have more money chasing the same amount of goods. This causes prices to go up. And the goods that will tend to go up the most are consumer items. Worse, depending on where the money is taken from, it may take money away from production, capital investments, and R&D. In a recent California senatorial candidate debate, one of the candidates suggested that the minimum wage needed to be raised to $50 an hour. An illustration of how ludicrous this argument has become. When people were first suggesting $15 an hour as a minimum wage and not grasping the fallacy of it, people would sarcastically counter with, well, if $15 an hour would make people wealthy, why not raise it to 50 and make things even better? That's the post-parody world that the US currently resides in. What is a joke a year before becomes a version of reality just a little bit later. All the same problems with UBI come with larger minimum wages. If you raise the minimum wage from $25 to $50 an hour, you double the workers' potential demand, but you don't increase their output at all. Worse, minimum wage moves jobs from those who need them the most to those who already have options. Minimum wage hikes shut down mom and pop businesses that are within walking distance of small towns and inner cities to big corporations far from residential areas. Raising the minimum wage makes taking a chance on unskilled labor risky and causes employers to seek older, more experienced workers. Well, what of the Day of the Pillow? Now, I'm well aware this is tongue in cheek, and that the overwhelming percentage of Americans aren't actually planning to murder their grandparents, parents, and siblings to make more bank. Note to my children, I am Generation X. Odds are good that an inheritance is likely to be used as consumption, not capital investment. Most of the boomers' assets are tied up in investments. Their money is generating interest by being invested in things that people are using for capital improvements and research and development. If the upcoming generation suddenly acquires this money and spends it on lifestyle or, crom forbid, a liberal arts degree, it's not just money chasing goods with no increase in supply, it's liquidation of investments that would have been used to create capital goods could improve our standard of living. Odds are, if you're not flourishing, you probably lack the skills to flourish with your boomer relatives' loot pile anyway. So, did you, everybody else, hear about this Day of the Pillow? Any thoughts on it? Do you think certain groups of people, although maybe not planning to act on this, seriously believe that somehow transferring wealth from the boomers to the rest of us will somehow make all our lives better? What do you think? Interested in your opinion. Please smash the like button, If the YouTube algorithm has brought you here and you're not a regular subscriber, check out my other content. You'll probably find something of interest. Subscribe so you can see more of it. And of course, if you know someone who might find this interesting, please share it with them. Thank you for spending time with me this evening. Hope to see you again in a future video.